This is a podcast called 25 Whistles, talking football, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles. 25 Whistles.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports to get in on the action. Big show. ESPN's Dan Graziano will be joining us. Lots of injuries. Everybody's hurt. I'm even a little hurt. I didn't even play in a game last week.
Your butt hurt.
Yeah, I'm hurt in every way.
Butt hurt.
My butt hurts and I'm butt hurt, which are two different things all completely. So glad you guys are here. Let's start off with the tittle tattle.
Oh, we didn't know the whistle.
Oh, crap. I'm so fired up to get into the show. Go ahead. Oh, my God. Somebody's just broken.
Oh, whoa. That was Mike. It wasn't me, man.
I had so much to say. I was ready to go.
Your butt broken, my whistle's
I apologize.
broken.
Okay, all right, here we go.
It's time for the stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
With a full slate of some great games this weekend, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Well, let's rattle off some finally pretty cool matchups that'll be interesting to see where these teams kind of fall in. Ohio State, Notre Dame play. Pretty good. I put that on the interest skill at about if 10's the highest, about a 7.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
At both of those teams.
Yeah.
Ohio State, let's see how dominant they are. Notre Dame, let's see if they are as good as we think they might be. They finally have a good quarterback. Let's see what's up. Florida State at Clemson. Now, I'm going to put this at about a 7.5. Florida State could be real good. Clemson could be bad. Or if Clemson beats Florida State, the whole world's screwed up, and we don't know we don't know our top from our bottom.
Right.
Because if Clemson wins, well, no, they suck, remember? And if Florida State loses, no, they're good. They beat LA. So that game, to me, is the world going to stay in the order we already have it in? So I'll put that at a 7.5. Colorado at Oregon. 6. My expectations aren't high for this game.
Really?
Colorado's best player's gone. Oregon is a 20-point favorite. I would like to see Colorado win. That would be awesome. But I don't have a high expectation that they will right now. So I'm going to put that at about a 6. Utah, UCLA. I mean, let's see what Utah's about. Let's see if them boys are what we think them boys might be. But I'm still going to put that only at a 7 as well.
They still in the backup?
It's undetermined.
Well, yeah. So my answer was I don't know, because last time I saw, they weren't saying.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, Alabama. Now, a little SEC homerism here, but I'm going to go 8.
Dang.
Because, same thing. Is Alabama Clemson? Alabama, again, they haven't lost. But they only beat USF by like a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 2 years, we've heard how Saban's runs over. And it's all now Kirby Smartville. So if Alabama is able to beat Ole Miss, which it's in Tuscaloosa, and I think they're a touchdown favorite as of right now, which, by the way, is not a lot considering they're in Tuscaloosa, because 4 of those points is just for home. So they're basically a 3-point favorite neutral site. That's crazy.
Did you see what Lane Kiffin said about the defensive coordinator?
Mm-mm.
He thinks that they benched basically their defense coordinator. They have another one doing it based on his film that he's watched. That Saban, the first defense coordinator, took him out, and now they have a new one, but they haven't like officially made it official.
Is this like a shadow president?
I don't know if it's Kiffin just playing mind games or what, but I love it.
I'm going to put that at an 8 because if Alabama loses again, if they lose, because Alabama hasn't lost. They did lose.
Texas.
That's right, the Texas game. Mm-hmm. That's right. I knew something felt weird about that. Dang. If Alabama loses, it's trouble. Yeah, it's tough. If Ole Miss beats Alabama, that's a big changing of the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Opens up that West. If Alabama loses, it opens up the SEC West big time. So I'm going to do that's an 8. I'm most excited about that game. But 10, Arkansas LSU. That wasn't really a fair one to answer.
I left that one off because a little biased.
That's Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Ole Miss, Alabama, and Florida State, Clemson are the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. Eddie, what about you?
Notre Dame, Ohio State. I really want to see what's going on there. I mean, I like Notre Dame. I think the first couple games I watched, and I'm like, man, these guys really have what they need to become a playoff team. And I don't know.
What, a quarterback?
Quarterback. They got a good running game, too. I don't know. I
I'm
mean,
just tired of the Notre Dame just gets hyped up so much.
and I think this is the year that it's actually going to be. It's going to be legit.
So Texas too, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, both those schools get a lot of hype, but both those schools actually could be really good this year. But then every year we think both those schools could actually be really good, and then they're not.
Right.
But the reason I'm believing them a little more today is because Eddie has his glove on, his podcast glove.
Always.
He wears it to do the podcast.
And then the Colorado game is interesting because, I mean, it's early now, so we don't have to stay up till midnight to watch it, which is cool. And who's going to go to the game, man? What kind of celebrities are we going to have there?
That part's cool.
I mean, is Oregon ready for that?
Whether it's at Oregon.
I know.
Yeah. So you're saying all the celebrities are going to come?
Of course.
Yeah, you're right, probably, to Oregon, just to watch Colorado.
Yeah. I mean, that campus is in itself fun to visit.
Oh, you were
know
just
what I mean?
there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, really nice.
All right, next question.
All right. Speaking of those big games, which quarterback do you expect to have the biggest game out of those?
Again, Sam Hartman at Notre Dame seems interesting. If he does, his little bearded face comes out. Do you see the thing where he's calling,
Cool hair, too.
where he's calling the sign? He's calling like the plays, but he's like doing two like whack off things with his hands.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Or he's like,
Maybe he's milking. Maybe he's milking
he
a
wasn't
cow.
milking, but that was okay. Even then, those udders are far apart and they're very singular.
He laughs when he does it,
Yes.
too. That's the best part.
You know, I kind of expect Bo Nix to make his Heisman moment, have his little statement game here, Oregon. I'd like to see Colorado win, but I think Bo Nix, which, by the way, all these Auburn folks who were just hating Bo Nix, like, get out of Auburn. And now he's going to be a late first rounder, second round pick. He's also in Heisman talks.
Yeah, good for him.
So, yeah, I'm going to go. I think Hartman probably has a big game, but I think Bo Nix has the biggest. I'm going to go Bo Nix on that one. You, Eddie? Which quarterback do you think has the biggest game this week?
Hartman.
But then KJ Jefferson, Arkansas.
Of course. He's going to have a great game this week.
All right, going to the NFL here. If the Jets and Vikings both continue to struggle, would you like to see the Jets pursue a trade for Kirk Cousins?
Be awesome. We talk in a few minutes about that. Yes, I like to see the Jets do anything. It's fun. I just like the soap opera. I'm not a Jets fan, but I like to see a soap opera. I think Matthew Stafford with the Jets would be awesome. His contract would be tough to do that with, but Stafford with the Jets would be super cool. You know the Rams don't want to win. The coaching staff does, but you know they want a quarterback next year. Stafford's not the guy. He's old, but he's slinging it, man.
Man, I don't understand why they've got Bennett right there. Like Stetson Bennett
Bennett's
is
off the
right
team.
there.
Yeah, he's off the team right now.
Oh, they kicked him out.
Football unrelated issues.
Oh, Stetson, he got high. Dang it.
Well,
Dang
it can't just be high because I think a lot of
But-
people get high.
Yeah, I know, but remember his interview, Good Morning America, the next day? Like, it was just not
Yeah, he's
good.
drunk after the
Yeah.
game.
But he's had some issues in the past,
has,
hasn't
yeah.
he?
Really?
Yeah, like
Yes.
That,
Yeah.
that hurts my feelings.
But I don't know that you give him the whole team. And they want one of these quarterbacks who's a first round guy. They want Caleb Williams, Michael Penix Jr. They want,
Phoenix.
Penix.
Yeah.
The Penix. Okay. I'm looking at the Jets next 3 games. Patriots, they can win that. They can win that without a quarterback. Because the Patriots are
You just
basically the
offended
Jets to
Kevin.
me. You don't think so?
No, they can't. Well, you know the Patriots have won, 14 straight
Yeah, but
against
the
them?
Patriots to me now are the Jets.
What?
They're about that level. They're in that same category of how good is this team.
Mac Jones or Zach Wilson?
That's not the point. And the Patriots have a really good defense, but the Jets have a better defense.
Yeah, but the Patriots have Belichick. It's a big difference. They got a coach who knows what's up.
What's the
I'm not a believer in what's his name.
what's
yet.
the line on that game? Do you have any idea what's on?
I believe it's Patriots -2 last time I saw.
And it is in New York?
Yes.
They're
2.5 now.
okay. I don't care. I'm done.
Okay.
I'd like to see Cousins.
Done with the Jets.
I'd like to see Stafford. The most fun would be Baker.
Baker's good, man.
Let him go to New York.
Baker's having fun
That
in Tampa.
media market. Let's go, Baker Mayfield. I'm a big Baker
I
guy.
love Baker.
Big Baker guy. All right, next up.
Which of these 0-2 teams do you have the most confidence in getting their first win this weekend? We just talked about it. Patriots at the Jets, Broncos at the Dolphins, or the Chargers at the Vikings, who are both 0-2.
Dude, the Broncos. Russ sucks.
Yeah.
They're going to bench him if he plays bad. And they're just going to eat the money. He sucks. I'm going to say this again. He sucks.
Which is crazy because he was so good.
I was
for so
rooting. I
many
was rooting
years.
for him. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what's harder to watch him or having to watch a Cleveland game. and watch Deshaun Watson, who now sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had all offseason. And, last year, I get it. He got suspended for the first 8-10 games, whatever it was.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, maybe he should suspend him more.
Yeah.
But he had all offseason. Went to camp. He sucks. So it ain't the Broncos. Chargers, I don't get. They should be really good. And they're like, Herbert's the man. He's the greatest quarterback since sliced bread. And I'm like, sliced bread never played quarterback. What number was he then? Stupid. And
let's get a better comparison. Sliced bread.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even have a jersey. How do you have? So it's like the Chargers haven't put it together, but the Vikings are garbage too. We thought they were going to be good because they won every game by a penny last year.
Last year, yeah.
I'm going to go with the.
The what?
No,
The what?
no,
The what?
I'm going with the Patriots.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Because listen, when the Patriots play the Eagles, they play pretty good.
Yeah.
They did play pretty good. They've had tough games.
Can't turn the ball over, man.
They've had tough games, and I do like Mac Jones.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think they win. I think the Chargers could win. I just don't trust them, and the Broncos are going to get annihilated by the Dolphins if Tua doesn't have a head injury. Mm-hmm. That's every week for Tua. He doesn't have a head injury. All right, that's Tittle Tattle.
The stupidest name ever is the Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
25 Whistles is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports to get in on the action. Hey, we're moving on to this week. We're forgetting that parlay last week.
I don't even remember it.
What's even a parlay? Somebody teach me
Don't know.
what that is again so I can learn.
No.
Oh, it's multiple bets in a row that amplify the bet total when they all hit?
That's really cool when you hit it.
Nice. Well, let's just say a little something I put together.
Come on. Let me get my app open.
I don't even know what the odds are, so if you guys could plug it in for me, because I didn't want to look at that. I just wanted to pick the games that my heart took me to without knowing what the odds were. Okay?
Let's go.
Yep.
So here's my 3-game parlay.
College football. Pulling it up. Ready.
OU minus 14.5 at Cincinnati. I saw your eyes get big there, Eddie.
I was just looking for it.
Okay.
Got it.
Florida, after a big win over Tennessee. Florida minus 28 versus Charlotte. Charlotte has a football team? News to me.
Yeah, I think they're green.
Hey,
And I don't know that from the logo on DraftKings.
are they playing the Hornets? I don't know. So I got OU minus 14.5 at Cincinnati. Florida minus 28 versus Charlotte. And this is my underdog that I put on here. Western Kentucky plus 3.5 at Troy.
Let's
go, baby. Let's go.
Hilltoppers.
And you may say, well, they got beat big time last week. And to that, I would say we've moved on.
That was last week.
Exactly. And it was Ohio State. And they played really competitively until it just kind of got out of hand.
Yeah, after you texted me.
Yeah, I said, Eddie, how's it going? He goes, oh, it's going good. You should turn it on. They're doing really great.
Yeah.
Turn it on, game over. Like next play.
Yeah.
They got ugly fast.
So, Eddie, with those three,
Hilltoppers plus 3.5, you say?
yes, sir,
With those three, how much you want to put on it?
$100.
For $100, you will get 865
go.
smiles and 79 little smiles.
Oh, my God. I just squirty.
Now,
Here
I
we
probably
go.
won't be doing that much
My favorite part about Eddie doing this bet right now is he takes off his glove to place the
because I can't type with my
There's
glove
no,
on.
Yeah, there's no texture on the phone.
It's the only way I would do that.
It's not his betting glove.
I know, right?
All right, I'm going to put mine in here then. All right. My bets.
Do I have enough money for that?
Wait, you don't do 100. Don't put it
No,
on,
no,
put it
no,
on me,
20.
man.
I'm not doing 100.
Don't do it. Tell me what 20 is when you get it.
Dude, 20 is good.
Yeah.
20 is 139.
All right. And how I see it is if I hit 1 out of 3 of these, that's money made.
Dude, do you want to know what $10 is?
That's what I just did.
69 smiles, baby.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, I'm not going to hit every one of these. I'd like to. But it's a parlay, so it's multiple bets. If I can hit 1 out of 3, that's a winning. That's winning. 1 out of 3 meaning 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
I thought you meant one out of the
No,
three
I was
bets.
going to break it to you,
That's
but
not how- I don't think
that's
that's
the
not
definition
how
of
it
winning.
works.
It's like, that doesn't win anything.
At least they didn't tell you.
That's a great point, but that is not what I meant. Okay. OU minus 14.5. Okay, boom. Add more.
We look at each other like, you going to tell them? I'm not going to tell them.
Okay, now we're going to go down to Western Kentucky plus 3.5. And now I'm going to go to
Man, I thought you'd like my 69 Smiles joke a little better. You didn't like that so much.
I'm trying to find Florida here. I'm loading up on Arkansas. Plus 17.5.
Oof.
And I'm not a homer.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Arkansas game, Eddie?
Who y'all playing?
LSU?
Yeah, that's a tough one, Bones. that's a tough one, dude.
Uh-huh.
That's a tough one. You're in their hometown.
I can't find the Florida game. What time is that game?
I think it's 5. Did I see 5:30 maybe?
Boom, done. Let's make some smile.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. If you want to take 25 whistles parlay, you can check out DraftKings Sportsbook. New users use the code BobbySports when you download the app. 21 and up in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See show notes for full details. Okay, let's go over to our interview here. Very excited. Love ESPN. Mostly, he does it all. He does fantasy football. He does just straight up NFL. Here's our guy, Dan Graziano. Hey, appreciate you calling. It's Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. How you doing?
Hey, really good. So I got a lot of questions. People are hitting me up. I don't know the answers, but you are the expert. So let me start with this first. Saquon Barkley out supposedly 3 weeks. Is this the old injury-prone Saquon, or do we feel like he's going to bounce back and actually be a part of that Giants offense like he has been last year and early this year?
Yeah, it's a sprained ankle. It's not a high ankle sprain, so that's good, right? They feel like he can recover in a few weeks. So, and I know he's determined to get back out there, and you saw the frustration on his face. But, I think there's term. But, it's unfortunate for a player that's missed so much time because that's the first place people's minds will go.
Especially him being in a contract year again. He didn't sign with the when the team wanted to sign him to. And so they signed a deal for like a little more than whatever, like $11 million or so. And so he's also trying to show everybody how valuable he is as a running back. So is there a shot a guy like this would come back a little early and hurt it even worse because he's trying to prove that?
I doubt it. Look, big picture, like he wants to play. Like he signed that deal, and they only really threw him an extra, like $900,000 in incentives, which if he misses 3 games, he's probably not going to get to anyway. So I think it'll be about, he'll want to come back and play. He wanted to get to training camp. That's why he took that deal. So it's important to him to be around his teammates and be somebody they can count on. So he'll push to play, but I think the Giants will make sure that they're careful with him. You bring him back too soon, all of a sudden you're missing, 10 weeks instead of 3. That's not where they want to be.
I want to stay on injuries for a second, and we start to hear now that Aaron Rodgers could possibly come back, near New Year's with the new version of the surgery on that Achilles. Is that even a possibility?
Yeah, my understanding is possibility, pretty remote possibility, which I think is how it's being presented. But I think it's probably helpful for the Jets to have it in mind, right, as a possibility. It gives them probably some energy going forward and some reason to hope. So I think it's a good strategic play by Aaron Rodgers, if nothing else. And who knows? We did see Cam Akers, the running back from the Rams, come back after, I think, 5.5 months a couple years ago from Achilles. So, it's not out of the question, but I do think it's a fairly remote possibility.
So when it comes to the Jets and their quarterback situation, and so far they have not made a move, and they're saying they're not going to make a move. They're going to keep Zach Wilson. Is there a shot that they would attempt a Kirk Cousins type deal with Cousins, with Minnesota maybe wanting to get out of that big contract and wanting to move on anyway?
I think there's a chance, but it's just too early, right? You said they haven't made a move yet. There aren't really moves to make. There aren't a lot of teams lined up right now, like dying to trade you their quarterbacks. Like it's a rare commodity, and just because the Vikings are 0-2 doesn't mean they're ready to give up on the season. Now, you go another month, you get into October, closer to the trade deadline, and maybe if they're still losing, and they go to Kirk Cousins and say, hey, you're not in our plans for next year. Would you like us to trade you somewhere where you might be able to make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl? Then I think it becomes realistic. But I just think we're way too early for those kinds of discussions to be going on. And the Jets know that, and that's the big reason that they've thrown all their support behind Zach Wilson. They know in the short term, at least, that he's really the best and probably only option they have.
The calf on Joe Burrow this week again. It's acting up, or maybe it's been hurting and he hasn't said much about it after the injury in camp. Like, is it time to start worrying about Burrow? He does traditionally start pretty terribly every single year. Is this normal, or is you feel like this could be something more?
I feel like it could be something more. Like, he's never really had a training camp. He got drafted in 2020, which was the COVID year. In 21, he was coming back off of an ACL repair. In 22, he had appendicitis early in camp, missed all of camp, and he needed to build back strength. And then this year, he missed all of camp with the calf injury. The problem is, it wasn't just it's been acting up. He actually pulled it again on Sunday on that last play that they ran. So the question is, how serious is it? And is he going to even be able to play through it? And then also, even if he can play through it, what's the risk of re-injury or something more serious as a result? So they've got to weigh all of this. So I think it's worse than the typical slow start. You know, they talked a lot about, well, we were 0-2 last year and we were fine. Yeah, great. Quarterback was healthy. And if the quarterback's not healthy, then I think that changes the calculus, especially the first two games they lost were both the division teams that they're competing with. I just think if he's going to be dealing with this all year, even if he doesn't have to miss games, if it's something he's going to have to deal with all year, that puts them in a really bad spot.
Staying again on injuries, Cooper Kupp, do you think he'll be ready week 5, or is that just best case scenario?
I think there's a chance. I mean, I think it was with a hamstring injury, and then he sat out several weeks of camp and then came back, and then he hurt it again. They want to be super careful and make sure that whatever they did last time isn't repeated. Understand in week 5, but they got to get through the first 4 weeks first and see how he's feeling before they can make any real conclusions about that. They got the new guy. They got Puka Nacua catching 10, 12 balls a week, just like Cooper Kupp did. So I guess maybe they're not in a rush.
Baker Mayfield, how do we feel about him down in Tampa?
I think it's great what he's doing. Look, I mean, he's definitely been a successful quarterback in the league before. We know he won a playoff game a few years back with the Browns against the Steelers. Like, throwing to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, who are high-level wide receivers, I mean, if they can keep him protected, there's no reason to think he can't play well enough. And if he does, then he becomes, probably continues his career as maybe a starting option for some teams going forward. So early in the season, their next 5 games are against really tough opponents. So we'll know more about him and the Buccaneers, I think, in about a month and a half. But they have to be really encouraged by what they're getting. And remember, last year with Carolina, like, he ended up playing basically practicing all week.
Do you think Baker could be one of the guys the Jets go after if Tampa bombs out?
I'm sorry, cut out for a second.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Do you think Baker would be one of the guys that? Do you think Baker would be one of the guys that Jets would dial in on if Tampa decides, hey, we're going to move on?
I think it's possible. You have to consider all options. Like, you're living in a world where struggling, which a lot of people I think expect will happen, and then you're living in a world where the Bucs want to trade their quarterback. They're 2-0. Like, it's a lot that would have to happen to get to that situation. But I do think if the Jets are looking at some point in October to replace Zach Wilson and effectively replace Aaron Rodgers for this year, then they have to look at all options. And I think any kind of veteran who's had success in the league would appeal to them. So, yeah, I wouldn't rule that out. But again, the Tampa's going to have to start losing, and right now they're not.
So you're from New Jersey. You've covered New York sports for most of your career. How close is New York, it can be the Jets or the Giants, I don't care, to get into a Super Bowl again? Who's the closest?
Look, 2 weeks ago I would have said the Jets because of Rodgers, but I think at this point, you probably would still say them if you're expecting Rodgers to come back and play next year, which I think a lot of people are. And they have that defense that's really playing at a high level. They have star young players on offense. I think they still have the better core. I do like the Giants head coach a lot. I think he's going to continue to get the most out of that team. But I think personnel-wise, at some key positions, they still need a little bit more work on the roster in the next offseason or two. You
mentioned Daboll. Do you feel like Josh Allen not having Daboll in Buffalo is the reason maybe we're seeing such an inconsistent Josh Allen?
I'm hesitant to say that because they replaced Daboll with Ken Dorsey, who had been the quarterback's coach and had a close relationship with Josh Allen the previous 3 years. So you would think it would be a seamless transition. But I mean, I think we've learned that Dayball's really good, and it's possible, he's just the kind of coach that knows how to, knows exactly which buttons to press and when, how to get the most out of his guys, and maybe it's the fact of having the two of them, Dayball and Dorsey, was really beneficial to Allen, and having to go with only one has been a bigger adjustment than we thought. I mean, Josh Allen, the Bills still had a very good year last year. I think there's a perception, obviously, that he turned the ball. Not a perception. He did turn the ball over too much, especially in the red zone. They have to work that out. Dorsey, in his second year as an offensive coordinator, presumably he'll develop in the role and get better. But look, I think it's a theory that probably has more merit than I initially gave it credit for.
We were talking about all that you do and all that you've done, meaning you come from a background where you major in English and government, and you've written two different novels that aren't sports, and now here you are covering sports. So to have all of these skills and to learn all of these things, like, how did you end up settling into sports and going, I think this is what I'm going to do?
Well, I loved writing. So I loved writing and I loved sports, and I was not a very good athlete. So, like, I think I really did a lot of reading about sports when I was a teenager, and I loved to write about it. Whenever I had an English class assignment and it was like, write a paper, topic of your choosing, it was almost always sports related. So that's really how I got into it. And, the novels were something like I just sort of always wanted to do, and was able to do it when I finally got some free time, before my kids were born. Yeah, really, it started with a love of writing and a love of sports, and the notion that it could be done together to make a career, which really was planted in me by an English teacher I had in high school, who thought, look, he pointed out people that do it for a living, like Mike Lupica and people like that make a living writing sports, and it became realistic. I didn't imagine TV. I didn't really imagine NFL. I thought I was a baseball fan. I thought I'd do baseball, but it has taken me a lot of pretty cool and fun places. There's no doubt about that. Was that a call that you got from ESPN going, hey, we want to hire you here and we're going to figure out what to do with you? Like, what was that call? No. First of all, I was the one calling ESPN like for years. So I was trying to get, here's what happened. I was covering baseball at the Newark Star-Ledger, and then they, the newspaper industry, unfortunately, kind of, cratered, and they did a whole mass buyout at the Ledger, and I took the buyout. And then I got hired by AOL Sports. AOL Fan House was hiring writers, and they hired me to cover football because that's the opening they had. And I had done a little bit early in my career when I was in Florida. So I did that for 2 years. They blew that project up, and by then I had made some friends at ESPN. I had done some on-air, freelance on-air stuff for them. So I was able to meet with some people who were in hiring positions, and they knew I did baseball. They knew I did football. They wanted to bring me in. The first opportunity was an NFC East blogger job. We used to have a blog for every one of the 8 NFL divisions. They hired me to cover the NFC East, and then eventually when they went to the 32-team model, they put me on Giants, but they started using me on TV more and more. We did a show once upon a time called NFL Insiders. There was a weekday afternoon show where they used a lot of us who were reporters. I think that was kind of my big TV break there. But yeah, it built on that. But basically, I had to beg them to hire me for a few years, and then they finally did. And I feel like I've tried to make the most of it. Well, yeah, you're killing it. I'm a big fan of your work. Final question I'll ask then: do AFC and NFC championship game right now unfairly pick who will be in both sides of the bracket there? Oh, man. How about in the NFC? Based on what it's looked like so far, I would say it'd be Cowboys and 49ers in the NFC. And then in the AFC, you always have to pick the Chiefs. They've been in it, I think, 7 straight years. So, or 5 straight, whatever. The Chiefs. And then I would have said the Bengals, but I'm worried. I'm worried about that calf. So give me the Chiefs and the Ravens. Hot take. Wow. Hot take. Wow. All right, there he is. Love his work. Dan Graziano. Follow him. On a hot take. You got hot taked. Yeah, you got hot take there. At Dan Graziano, ESPN on Twitter. Hey, thank you so much, and love your work, and can't wait to talk to you again sometime, Dan. All right, thanks to Dan. That was awesome. We're back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook's keeping us in on the NFL action and great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Throw down 5 on any of this week's epic matchups to walk away an instant winner.
And DraftKings is not stopping there. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Football is more fun when you're on the action, so download the app now. Sign up with the code BobbySports. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL with the code BobbySports. The crown is yours. 21 and up in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369. See show notes for full details. Super Bowl odds right now. This is if you were going to place a future. You get one team. Who do you bet to win the whole thing? Try to leave your homer out the door, Eddie.
How can I do that? If I truly believe that they are my number one
then say
pick, the Dallas Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl.
They are 3rd overall right now.
Really?
In the odds, yeah.
49ers over them.
Who else do you think's over them?
49ers and probably I'd go defending champs, Chiefs.
Yeah, 49ers at 1, plus 650. Chiefs, plus 700. And the Eagles and Cowboys, same division, both plus 750. The Bills at plus 1,000. The Dolphins at plus 1,300. And the Ravens at plus 1,400. The one that I kind of like there, because all those teams are great, right? And I put a $500 future on the Cowboys to make like $8,000 or something, or $6,000. I don't remember.
Love it.
So, but I just did that so you'd like me more. To my Steve and Eddie and all my Cowboy
All
fans.
the buddies?
Yeah, and Mike, obviously. But it's like, I want you guys to like me more, so I'd have made that bet.
It's not true.
You don't want to do the Patriots?
That's got to be a lot of money.
I know.
Well, I like the Ravens a lot. It's just that Lamar Jackson gets hurt every season at some point. So it's at plus 1,400. I like those odds. If he stayed healthy, I like those odds for the Ravens. Again, that doesn't mean I think they're going to win it for sure. It just means with those odds, that feels like at plus 1,400, you could really do some damage. Okay, here we go. I'm going to bet it and see what happens. Oh, do you know what happens? Your money goes down. Oh, how about that?
Well, look at that.
Well, that's what happens. All right, futures. Baltimore Ravens plus 1,400. If I put $50, that's $750.
You like that?
I'm going to do $250.
That's nice.
For $37.50.
Dang.
Boom, done. All right, I got my second future on the Ravens at plus 1,400. If the Ravens were plus 700, I wouldn't have bet them. So it's not that I think they're going to win. I just like the odds.
Yeah, odds, yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you like?
I like the Niners. What are those odds again?
Plus 650.
I mean, that's an easy one, I guess.
Yeah, that one, them and the Chiefs. I mean, they could be the Super Bowl. I don't know. Brock Purdy has to do so little.
Yeah.
Because he has so many weapons.
And the Dolphins look great too, and they'll get Jalen Ramsey back at some point. But if he gets hurt, Tua, that's hard to replace. The Niners can replace, I feel like, Brock Purdy. Probably not get a Super Bowl, but at least make a good run.
I don't know. I think Sam Darnold's as good as Brock Purdy. I think.
That's true.
I think Brock Purdy's just on a rookie contract, and they can still develop him to what Sam Darnold's good.
Yeah, if they plugged him in, I bet they wouldn't really skip a beat.
Kareem Hunt is going back to the Browns. We saw Chubb. It sucked. I feel a little more sad about it today than I did the day after.
Really?
Well, the day after, I was like, my fantasy team. I hate everybody. Who cares about humans? I only care about fantasy.
Oh, now you're hurting for him.
Well, now it just kind of sucks because he was a pretty well-liked guy.
Yeah, that's brutal, man.
And then I get the waiver wire. It didn't really work out for me. I moved on with my life. I got to be a better GM.
You didn't get anybody?
Yeah, I got, but no, not Kareem Hunt, or not
Ford.
first round. No, I didn't get Ford anywhere.
Yeah. That's funny because that was the hot one.
I couldn't get him. I tried. I couldn't get him at all. But yeah, Kareem Hunt's going back. But Chubb was my first round pick on both my teams. Bye-bye.
Just like that.
Bye-bye.
And you think, what I was thinking about yesterday, I was like driving to go pick up the kids or something, and I was like, man, this dude carries the ball hundreds of times, thousands of times. And just a weird step with a tackle that's just odd makes your leg do that, and it's it.
That's it.
And actually, that's why I was driving to my kids' football practice, and I thought about that. As a dad, you know what I mean, man?
Yeah, man, you're going to make me cry.
That's deep, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to make me cry,
It's a parent,
man.
man.
You're going to make me cry, man.
You know, Kevin went to my son's football game?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week.
He showed up.
Yeah.
Do you know his son?
Yeah.
Coached him in
I
basketball.
coached him basketball last year.
Because did they know you were coming? Were you invited? All these are factors if it's creepy or not.
That's a good question. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, Eddie told me his son was playing football, and I said, let me know when there's a game this year, and I can come. So last week I asked him what time's the game, and he told me. And I I'm like, perfect.
That's
Perfect
good. Then he
time.
didn't show up in a trench coat or anything, so we're all
Nah,
good.
nah. We
No.
knew he was coming.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, and you
Eddie
know.
knew. Eddie knew.
All right, let's go to the lock of the week, boys.
Yeah.
So right now in the hole, Reed and Kevin are $10 in the hole.
Yeah.
Eddie and I are no money in the hole.
No, we're in the running for making money.
And as long as you have the correct answer, you don't have to pay any money. Lock of the week, Eddie.
Let's go. We're just talking about the Browns. Let's go with the Tennessee Titans over the Browns, and they're sitting at +3 right now.
The Titans +3. Oh, that's a good one, man.
So give me the Titans +3.
It's so good that I'm afraid of it. Yeah! If it feels so right, it's just so wrong.
I don't like it when you say that. It's like when you watch, Monday Night Football or something, and they all pick the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, one person pick the other team, please.
Okay, Eddie's is the Titans. Kevin.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because you watched the game last week, and obviously Arkansas and BYU. Is BYU pretty good? I haven't seen them play yet.
They played like a Sam Houston State or one of those teams and barely beat them like the week before.
Well, Sam Houston State's really good. And I don't think it was Sam Houston State.
It was one of those Texas schools like that. Though.
Look at Austin, maybe?
Yeah, probably. It's one of those Texas schools about somebody that's from Texas that did Texan thing,
Because they're +8.5 against Kansas, and I really like that, but I have not seen them play yet.
They look solid against Arkansas.
I know. And
Have you seen Kansas play?
yeah, their quarterback's good. They have a really good quarterback. So that being said, all this to say, my guy, Michael Penix Jr., Washington -21. Let's go. Lock it up.
He's not joking
Are we
either.
committing to calling him Peanut?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
he's the
am.
one who called that
I
initially.
am.
So yours wasn't a joke when I said we should call him the Penix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yours is Washington.
Washington -21.
Okay. Reed
Miami Dolphins -6.
against.
The Broncos.
He's like, I don't know.
The Dolphins are good,
They are good.
from what I've heard.
They are good. What do you mean? You don't watch them at all?
No, I haven't.
Have you watched any football at all?
I've watched the Broncos last time they played, and that told me that they're not very good. And also, you have said this. On
They're terrible.
I mean, he's following his heart. I like it.
Which means they can probably win this week. But they're terrible. I was looking at the UCF game. They're playing Kansas State, but I got to pull for Kansas State because we're going over there.
Oh, man.
So I can't even look at the game. But UCF's a 5-point dog.
That's hard. That's like both of your sons playing.
We had that last week, too.
Who's that?
Vandy and UNLV.
Oh, right. We haven't done that, though.
We haven't. Yeah, I know. We haven't done Kansas State either. But I'm gonna go completely off the map here, and I'm gonna go Arkansas +17.5.
Completely off the map. Why not? You locking it up?
Lock it up.
Padlock?
Turn the key.
Combination lock?
Switch the safe. All right. I think that's pretty close to it. We're gonna play a game here in a second. The big drama though in our fantasy, our NBA 2K league. You want to hear the drama?
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's like a very close group of friends of ours. Do you play 2K?
No, I don't have any console.
You should.
So Reed plays, Eddie plays, I play, and you don't have to really play each other. You have a whole month and a half to play your season, and then you kind of get together for the playoffs and you organize it. But there are little games you play against them maybe one time a month. Mike, do you want to play in our league?
I don't have 5.
Well, so we all pick our teams because the new game came and everybody's picking their teams, and one of the guys picks the Mavericks. We're playing. What's the year we started at? 90.
We started in the 90s.
Yeah, so it's
1990.
it starts in the 90s. So it's all the real players, and every year, like LeBron's coming out in the next class, so it's got to be later than that.
No, I'm saying when we started, it was in the 90s.
Oh, got it.
And now I think we're in 2001.
Got it. So we're at 2001 or so, and so we got on this new game because 2K24 came out, and everybody's picking their teams, and so I picked the Nets because they had Jason Kidd, and he's like a 93.
What do you mean you guys picked your teams? How did you do that?
I just said, who wants what? Go for it.
Through texts.
Literally. Said, who wants what? Go for it. Call it. And so Steve got the Spurs.
I mean, dude, this is 2001.
Massive Spurs fan. He's got old David Robinson, but young Tim Duncan.
That's right.
And so, okay, cool. Andrew gets the Suns.
Charles Barkley's still playing.
He is?
Yep.
Is he old there?
Really?
Yeah. He's last year, I think.
I took the Nets again because they got Jason Kidd at 93. They had Dikembe Mutombo who's like 30. So he's a little older. He's like an 85. Kerry Kittles, who's in the 80s.
Solid.
So I took the net just because I love to have pieces to trade. So I like to get rid of. I've traded every draft pick for the next 5 years, by the way. I have nothing because I've been trying to build up. Reed, you take
I got the Kings.
Chris Webber.
Nice. That was my favorite team back in the
He's
day.
our best
That's
player.
interesting.
I just love that. Jason Williams was awesome.
And you were California, so that's interesting. Down here is like the Spurs were like on the rise.
Our buddy
Yeah.
Mike Sines 2 weeks ago picks the Mavericks. They're a really good team. They have Dirk and Steve Nash. And it's like, great. But he never downloads the game. Never downloads the game. I invite him, can't even invite him because he's still disconnected, won't download the game.
The game's been available for 2 weeks now, I think.
Yeah. Won't download the game. He's in our last league, won't download the game. So I'm like, Eddie, you going to get in the league? And he's like, yeah. So Eddie finally downloads the game. He's next to last to download the game.
And let me add this too. As far as the text goes, months ago, like maybe 8 months ago, it was just buzzing all day. These guys just boom, boom, text all day. So I was like, I got to mute these guys. So I muted the text thread. So as far as everyone committing, I don't know anything about this.
But also, everybody committed like 2 weeks ago, but our friend Mike Sines still hasn't downloaded the game. And so I get on, and I got my team. Everybody signed up with their teams. We're already playing a little bit of season, and Eddie finally gets on. It shows me that Eddie's on, and he just selected the Mavericks. So,
guys, I downloaded the game. I get on. There's an invite from Bobby. Join the league. I click it. It says pick your team, and there's locks all over teams. Oh, can't pick them. Can't pick them. Guess what's unlocked? The Mavericks. So I click it.
And that's his team. So I say, it looks like Eddie picked the Mavericks. Sines did call him 2 weeks ago, but Sines still doesn't have the game and hasn't even been in the league. And he's had all this time to do it, and it's nothing. I said, well, I guess Eddie gets the team because Sines, you slept. He said, you wanted him, but you never got in the league. And he's like, well, I'm out of the league then. I said, how can you get out of what you're not even in? Never even got in?
That's true. He's technically
Reversed
not
it
in.
on him.
Yeah,
So he's quitting?
probably.
Is he butthurt?
So I guess Eddie, I think you have the rights to that team because after like a week of him not getting in.
Thank you.
But do you want to keep the team
Or keep him?
or keep him in the league?
I think I'm keeping the Mavericks.
Okay. Fair enough. Reed, where do you fall on this?
I would say keep the Mavericks at that race. It's who wants it more. And
He didn't want it very bad,
yeah,
right?
He didn't want it very bad.
It's like
so.
you call a shotgun, right? And everyone's already in the car waiting. Like, dude, we're already here. You called it 5 minutes ago. You're not even close to the car. I'm taking shotgun.
Yeah, you called it, but then,
The car's already moving.
yeah, I mean, everybody's gone. You yelled shotgun, but we're already at the store.
Right. I'm taking it now.
You can't get mad that somebody else got in the front seat when the car was leaving.
Yeah, that's on him. He's a grown man.
So he'll have to either get a different team or just quit. And he said
Find friends.
He said he was going to quit, but we need another player in our league. If anybody wants to be in our NBA 2K league.
Kevin.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Oh, it sounds like some drama, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's small town drama.
You're not selling it.
You gonna steal my team, Eddie?
Oh, no, come on. You were just on my side.
I wanted the Mavericks, but when Sines called him, I was like, I want to stay off because I love Dirk. Nash is awesome. But then after like a week, I was like, well, can I get him now? But Eddie ended up getting him.
Yeah, it's on him.
Okay.
And the Lakers were out, right? No one can get the Lakers.
That was the rule. You can't get the Lakers. They
Oh.
have Kobe and Shaq, and they're both like 97, 98.
And D-Fish and
And in the 90s,
Yeah,
we couldn't
jeez.
get Jordan and Pippen. We left that team to them.
what is
Computer.
going back to the Kings? Then what are they rated at? They had
a bunch of
team,
80s
man.
kids. They had a bunch of 80s guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked with 80s. And
Doug Christie and all them,
Webber
too?
was in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one 90s guy, Jason Kidd, and then I traded every draft pick. I've got like one draft pick from 2003, but I traded like the next 7 years, every pick. And I don't have any more 90 guys, but I got Jason Kidd, I got Wally Zerbiak,
Okay.
who shoots threes.
Yep.
I traded 3 first rounders for Yao Ming.
God dang.
That's going to be so hard to beat.
Maybe I traded 4 first rounders for Yao Ming.
What is he ranked in that?
Like 82.
Really?
But he's so young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's not really good yet, but I think he will be.
Okay.
I have Jason. I traded Kittles and a first rounder for Jason Williams, white chocolate.
He was my favorite player.
He's like an 83. So I got like 2 point guards, and they're both like confused. It's like Kyrie and Luka now. They're like,
Nice.
who gets the ball?
Nice.
So-
you have Richard Jefferson? on your
Traded
team?
him.
Okay.
He was good.
Yeah.
Traded him. A little old.
You're going to miss him.
Yeah. I did trade Jefferson though.
Dang.
Traded Dikembe Mutombo. Traded Jefferson.
Okay.
Kittles.
Maybe I'll start trading people for Linsanity. That'll be in a few years.
You get to live insanity for a brief period.
was gonna say, for like 5
17
games.
games or whatever. Yeah, not even.
Okay, thank you guys. Okay, here I'm gonna pitch this over to us playing a game. Here we go. Here's the game. Eddie, Kevin, Reed, if you want to play, have a seat. You can play the game too.
Do we need pens, papers? What do we need?
Yeah, you will need to write it down.
Okay.
So, Power 5 conferences, right? So, Power 5 would be, this isn't part of the game, but let's walk through it so no one calls anything shady. There's Pac 12. There's Big 10. There's Big 12. There's SEC. And there's
Those guys, big.
ACC?
ACC.
ACC, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So, those are
Clemson.
the Power 5 schools. So, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. I need you to name every Power 5 school in football.
Whoa.
No.
I mean, that's
No, that's not the thing.
Okay, I was like, oh man.
That doesn't have a city or state in their name. 3 minutes starts now, and I'll kind of read it again.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna play this one.
There are 9. If you get 6, I'll give you $20.
Ooh. It doesn't have the city or state in their name.
Name every Power 5 school in football. Reed, you should play. Do you know any?
No, not a clue.
That doesn't have a city or state in their name. Now, the original game was 60 seconds, but I felt like that wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
Because we're at 30 now. Reed's looking over Eddie's shoulder, trying to get a couple. Reed, did you cheat much in high school?
Yeah,
A little bit?
yeah, dude.
Were you a good student?
Oh yeah, I was pretty good. I just wanted to like make videos and make music and stuff all the time, so I didn't really.
This is
care.
tough.
Well, that's what you do. That's what you do now.
Yeah, yeah. It paid
Just having a
off, but-
sidebar with Reed as you guys are trying to figure this out.
Yeah, basically, yeah, math was not my thing. So
Good stuff, man.
Uh-huh.
Good stuff.
We're at 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Oh gosh.
Name every Power 5 school in football that doesn't have a city or state in their name. There are 9.
There are 9?
Dang, dude.
Oh, I have 6.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's really good. At
Yeah.
90 seconds, if you have 6, it's really good.
Okay.
How much money did I say I give you?
$100.
No. 20?
Yes.
Eddie owes me 80 anyway still. So if he wins, I'm just taking it out of him.
No, I'm just gonna buy her own lunch. Don't worry about it. Oh man. I've
I'm
hit a wall.
struggling.
I've hit a wall.
Yeah.
We can call time early if you guys want.
No.
No.
We are now at 2 minutes. Reed, do you have your UCF shirt on there?
yeah, I do.
Got that when we went down to UCF to do Too Much Access?
I love it.
Undefeated still, huh? They haven't lost a game, have they? UCF?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas.
30 seconds. Name every Power 5 school in football that doesn't have a city or state in their name.
Thought of another one.
Ooh.
I'm at 5.
You know what I did, and I'll wait till it's over before you guys have to pull. All right, let's call it. Time.
Actually, no.
Everybody's hands up. I just started to go to the conference and try to go each division type stuff. It's still, I struggled.
In my head, I was bouncing around from conference to conference. I don't know why I was doing that.
Okay, let's go. Eddie, give me one.
Clemson.
No, that's a town, South Carolina.
What? Never heard of that town.
Yeah, it's literally a place.
I'm only gonna
Really?
take that off my list.
Clemson, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, I thought it was some dude's name.
I'm 99% positive, but you make me second guess it. Mike, will you search these for fact check?
Double check it.
It is a city in South Carolina.
Thank you. I thought so. But I started-
Boo.
Okay, so you both missed that one?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin,
Duke.
correct. That's one.
Got
Eddie,
it.
did you have Duke?
I have Duke.
Okay, 1-1.
I had Duke.
Okay, Reed.
Nice.
You were,
That was my only
That's
one.
the
I
only
had.
one he has, actually.
okay, that's one. Eddie?
Give me Vanderbilt.
Correct.
Nice,
Sir,
dude.
yes, sir.
Two for Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Kevin?
BYU.
Do you have that one, Eddie?
No, I do
I
not.
two
had
for
BYU
Kevin.
and I scratched it.
Brigham Young.
Now in the Big 12, so
Oh, yeah.
they beat Arkansas.
Yep.
They're a Power 5. Okay, Eddie?
Wake Forest.
Correct.
Nice, dude. Dang.
Do you have Wake Forest?
No.
Okay, who do you
I
have?
didn't have him written down. Stanford.
Correct.
Got it.
Oh, Eddie with Stanford. Eddie takes the lead.
I got it, but I thought that was a city, so. Okay.
Kevin, back to you because you're down one.
I said Syracuse, but that's a city too, isn't it?
It is.
It is
Yeah.
Syracuse, New York. Yeah. You're done?
I'm done.
So who are the ones that you had?
I had Duke, BYU, and Stanford.
You got 3?
Yeah, and I had Clemson and Syracuse, but those are wrong.
Yeah. Eddie, and so who have you got right so far?
I have Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, Duke, and Stanford.
Okay. And how many more do you have before you read them all?
1, 2. I have 2 for sure, 1 questionable.
So you have 3 left. Give me
3
the
left.
Give me the questionable.
Notre Dame. Are they part of a?
No, they are independent in football. 'Cause I did say football. I
That's
said
so
Power 5
dumb.
in football.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, so Notre Dame wouldn't have been right, but that was questionable.
Okay.
You have these other 2 you're for sure about?
100%.
Go ahead.
Purdue.
Correct.
Yes,
You
sir.
did good at this game. And then one more.
Rutgers.
Correct.
Dang!
Wow.
And that's it. That's all. That's all she wrote.
Dude, that's awesome. Great job. So now you only owe me
$60.
$60. Yeah.
Great.
Rutgers, Duke, Wake Forest, Purdue, Northwestern.
Chicago.
Obviously, you have Stanford, Vanderbilt, BYU, and in Texas,
Baylor.
Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
Dang. That was cool. Hey, that was a fun game, man. I like that one.
Thanks. That was fun.
That was good.
Rack the old brainer. Hey, Eddie, you know what we have this week?
Oh, yeah, we have an eliminator.
Do you want to look and see who the games are real quick?
I looked at them, and oh, man.
You guys got the Cowboys last week, right?
We did,
Yeah, we
yes.
can't use the Cowboys again. So here we go for the eliminator.
Okay.
Eddie, here are the games that we have. Well, I mean, there's a lot of games. I can give. Did you look at the games?
I did.
So we have the Chiefs available, right?
Yeah. When does this air?
Friday.
Okay, so we couldn't have picked the last game?
Huh?
We couldn't have picked the 49ers?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
49ers, if you want to do
Giants.
that, this had already aired, and who knows if we won.
We
Huge
could do that.
favorites.
But 49ers are 10-point favorites over the Giants.
I like that.
Okay, what are the, you have Baltimore 8 over Indianapolis, but we have picked Baltimore, I guess.
What happened with
We picked Baltimore, huh?
what happened to Richardson? Concussion?
They said, but at right now, there's still no indication
Okay.
as we're recording this. The other big spreads are Buffalo -6.5 at Washington,
Not a lot of faith in Buffalo over here.
Seattle -5.5 versus Carolina.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
pretty good.
Kansas City versus the Bears, 12.5.
I like that a lot.
I already have Dallas. Philly -5.5 at Tampa. Hey, don't bet against Baker.
I know.
So-
Wait, are we going to do that all season, though? What if we survive and we got to bet against Baker at some point?
Then we just lose. We
No submission.
we just know we don't submit
Can't do
anything.
it.
Yeah. So what do you think, Eddie?
What about Dolphins Broncos? You think about that?
6.5. Miami versus Denver.
In Miami. I hadn't thought too much about that one, but I just saw that one on the board.
Which one are you leading towards?
I do like.
So I feel like San Francisco's that one's going to win, but we also would like to keep San Francisco if we feel equal about another game.
Right.
But if we just feel like it's the leader, let's just go. Let's not dick around.
Right. What'd you say? You said, Seahawks over Panthers. I like that one too.
Which one would you do? The biggest spreads are Kansas City versus Chicago. We still have Kansas City left. We wanted to use them.
Mm-hmm.
And San Francisco and the Giants. But we don't have Baltimore. We have Miami and Denver, which is one we should consider.
You like that one?
We have Jacksonville at Houston.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Jacksonville's -9.5.
They're in Houston.
They are at Jacksonville.
Oh.
But it's 9.5, and Jacksonville's a good team. Buffalo at Washington, Seattle at Carolina. What do you think?
Man, I hadn't thought about the Jacksonville one, but I kind of like that one.
It's a big spread. 9.5.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that because I like spending on Jacksonville and not worrying about the future with them.
Okay, so we're going to pick Jacksonville.
What do you guys think about that? What do you think, Kevin?
I like that one.
Which one would you have taken, Kevin?
Either that one or the Seahawks.
I would have taken the Seattle one
Yeah,
if it were just
I
me.
like the Seahawks one, especially at home.
You want to do that one then?
No. We're good.
Because I like that one too. I'm not opposed to that one.
But you picked Jacksonville. I think we should stick with what you picked.
Me?
Yeah.
But why don't we agree on one?
I agree that Jacksonville is one of the ones we should say
Okay.
yes to. And I just say you should pick that next stage.
Let's do that one.
Or you can pick the last few games and I pick the one. Usually we've been doing it like that. Somebody goes,
Yeah.
here are the 3 games. And then the other person goes, of these 3 that you like, I like this one. And so we did the reverse that time. I picked the games.
Yeah.
And then you picked the Jaguars.
That's good. Let's stick with Jacksonville then.
Okay. There we have it. Submitted. One step closer to $1 million.
Yes.
Go Jags.
Let's go.
God, I
$1 million.
need this. I need this
Come on,
money.
$1 million.
I owe Bobby $60.
All right, that's it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope we get to put up an episode of Too Much Access this weekend.
No, come on. Yes. we
I'm
will.
not. If everybody loses, I'm not putting one up. So I have an Arkansas one ready to go, it's a really good one.
That one's in the hopper?
Yep. Well, and they're playing LSU. We have a Western Kentucky one
Oh, yeah.
ready to go. They're a 3-point underdog.
That Arkansas one is
It's good, huh? Did you watch it?
so good.
Thanks. And Reed's
Yeah.
excellent.
It's a master, man.
No, it's really, really good.
And then the other one is UNLV, which is what we're shooting this weekend. But the problem is, if they win and they're our only team, Reed's got to wrap it at it.
Fast.
Reed will be on the plane.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he'll be in Vegas.
we're all going to Vegas, but I got Reed a photo credential. That's how I got the company to pay for his hotel room. Was he has to?
What? Dude, you're going to be in the pit.
I can't wait.
You're
Oh,
gonna-
I don't know about that. No, he's with me.
Oh, but I mean, in photo credential, he should go anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm
all over.
saying, I'm like, because they're always like, you need more pictures, and I'm like, I'm too busy. I don't. You have me doing 80 things. You want me to take pictures of my? But if I'm like, well, I'll have Reed, so you can take pictures, and I can post on my feed as we're going.
good idea.
That's how we got it. You got tickets and stuff though.
Not yet.
Sucks for you. All right,
Hey,
well,
I got him. I'll take care of him, dude.
you got Kevin.
I'll get him some photo passes.
Hey, I'll be in the city though.
Hey, Kevin's my photographer. I'm like, dude, these are all blurry, man.
He's walking around with a Polaroid. All right, at 25 whistles. Thank you guys. We will see you next week. Whistle. Thank you. Bye, everybody.